Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and tonight we are doing a first impressions video of the brand new Ju-52. Really excited to try this aircraft out. This is an extremely old plane. I know it comes with a couple of different variants, but we're going to be using the original variant, so all steam gauges, nothing new fancy and retrofitted. It's going to be the dry bone startup, so let's get started and see what this aircraft is like. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkills tutorial guides for Microsoft Flight Simulator, please consider joining me on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future updates and future guides that will be coming down the road. Link to Patreon can be found in the description below. Alright, so right out of the gate, guys, these textures are absolutely fantastic. I mean, just absolutely beautiful. It seems like there was nothing but sheer hard work put into this. I mean, you look at all the ribbing down the wings, all the detail going down the fuselage. I mean, this aircraft just looks beautiful. I have absolutely no complaints whatsoever for any of the textures that I am seeing thus far. I mean, even look at that tail wheel and all the linkages and mechanics using it to, or linking it to all together. I mean, this thing is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Wow. Holy crap, look at that engine. Look at that engine. Mercy. Wow. Holy crap, dude. That is fantastic. That's probably one of the best modeled engines I've seen yet in the simulator. Watch your head there, Bill. That looks great. Wow. I hope it sounds as good as it looks, man. That is incredible. Mercy. Mercy, mercy. Let's go ahead and peek inside the cockpit, shall we? Absolutely beautiful. Guys, I have to bear with me a little bit. My first time trying to do the camera controls from an Xbox controller. But hopefully you guys are catching all of this in the same awe and effect that I'm getting here. It just looks fantastic. Coming to the back in the cabin area. What great work. Holy God, man. Yep. This is going to be a good one. Alright, so now we are going to see about getting this aircraft started. And she's a bit on the trickier side, a little bit more on the confusing. So we're going to walk through this here. And I've already set up a couple of custom views in preparation of this, but this is a little tricky. So first we're going to turn on our battery power, which is this little guy right up here. There we go. Then we're going to turn on the starter. Turn on the primer, the injector. Set the oil to on, and the mixture will be full rich. Let me make sure I have these right. Yep. Okay, so full rich is going to be all the way down. You're going to come down the right side and turn the fuel wobble on. So we're just going to unlatch that and kick it down like that. And then we're going to come to the magneto. So this is going to be right wing, left wing, and nose. So we're going to turn the magneto on. This is magneto 1, magneto 2, and in the center is both. And then we're going to open up the starter for the right engine. And then, the starter cap. And then this is the actual starter Right here, we're just going to give it a pull. And if we did everything right, she should start up. It looks like we got her. Oh! One other thing to be aware of. The parking brake is not set by default. So, there's the parking brake on. Alright, there's one engine running. So, let's rinse and repeat for the other two. Let's close that starter. Let's go for the nose. Actually, let's do the left wing. Set our magneto. A little tricky from this view, I'll admit. Okay. Make sure our oil's set to on. Went too far. Mercy. Okay. And let's see if I've got everything, all my bases covered. Again, mixtures at rich. Should be good for engine 2. Oh, you know what? Sorry, set the wrong one there. There we go. Oh, come on, man. Let's pull that left engine. There she goes, right there. Looking good. Got 2 engines idling. Let's get that third one. Magneto. Starter cap. And the starter. I will say the sound is a bit quieter than I was anticipating. Can we open the windows? There we go. Nice. I like that. Alright, there. Now we can hear him. Alright, so 3 engines running. So the injector can come off. The primer can come off. I think this is our fuel tank selection. That should be cross-feed. Or all the tanks, if you will. Our pitot heat, I believe, is down here. Our taxi light is in front of the chair, which I found to be awkward. Although, there we go. Let's go outside and see if that even worked. Ah, she sounds good. Let's do another camera view here. And that did turn the taxi lights on. You can see the ground illuminating. That is beautiful. And that person just lost their face. Awesome. I like the way the light's hitting the props too. Listen to those engines. Gorgeous sound. Awesome. Okay, now there are still many things in here that I do not know what they do. Being completely guilty here. But I think we have enough done that we're safe to fly. I guess we'll find out in a minute, won't we? Alright. Let's see if we can get a active runway here. Oh, there's ATIS. 2976, runway 22 left. What was that? KCHD, if memory serves, for Chandler? Yep. Pulling up the Navigraph charts here. See where we're at in relationship to the runway. 22 left. We got we could take 22 right, but 22 left's quite a bit longer. I have no idea what this airplane takes to run, so let's do this, guys. Alright, so we're just going to do a little flight up to Tucson, assuming everything goes well. I want to emphasize that. She doesn't have prop pitch, so we're good there. Let's do a little run up. Sounds good. All right, let's release that parking brake. And we'll get out of here. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get flying. If you guys hear a couple of little ones in the background, it's our passengers for the day. The wife's not feeling too good, so keeping the door open to monitor the chitlins. So she taxis pretty good. A lot better than I was anticipating. Let's go hard left or hard right. Come on. There she goes. That's almost full right rudder there. That's pretty good. Alright, now this one's getting a little tight. Probably going to need a little differential braking, but we'll see. Let's just go full left rudder. Yeah, braking that left wheel a little bit. But even that was nice and smooth. That really wasn't bad at all. As much as I like the sounds, we probably should close these windows. I like that you just click them and drag them. I really do like that. Like I said, so the engine sounds are a little quiet. I hope that gets adjusted. Okay. We just got to get down to this other side here. Little differential braking again. All right. So this is either our oil check or it's our fuel gauge for the center engine. And the fuel gauges, I don't know if you guys saw. Let me see if I gotta find a better view. Hang on a second. Oh, uh-oh, going off the run or off the taxiway here. Let me scoot us forward a little bit. It's probably a good idea. I'm gonna have to scoot us even further. Let's do this. I'm gonna stop the aircraft for just a minute because this is probably a big one we're gonna need to pay attention to. So let's do all the way up there, and there's your fuel gauge right there. So a little tough to see. I'm not sure what our best angle for that's going to be. We're going to have to come up with something creative for that. I think we'll be fine for now, but we're definitely going to need to be watching for that. Well, not critical for today's flight. We got more than enough fuel to get to where we're going. We're gonna probably try to take her over to Tucson. Come on. Did I set the parking brake? I didn't think I did. No? Alright. Just took a second to get her moving. Whoa, come on. What are you doing? Get that tail wheel under control. There we go. Alright, and this is our takeoff runway here. I don't think we have landing lights in this particular version. Like I said, she's not retrofitted. This is the bare bones original. Alright. I haven't flown her before, so let's stop her here. Easy, easy, easy. Easy on the brakes. I'm going to set that parking brake for a second. Let's double check our takeoff checklist, which is available. And let's see here. We have flap trim indicator selector pulled up. That's interesting. Pulled up, pulled up. They literally mean that. Flap set for takeoff. How do you know what the takeoff is? It's flaps position must be takeoff. Where's... So it says here, but we don't know. I can roll these up and down, but I don't have any indicator on what's what. So I guess we're just going to sort of have to guess it. I don't see a... Flaps position must be takeoff. Alright, let's do this. Let me go up to our primary camera here. Let me unclick this. And let's just... Oh, here it goes. I hate when it does this. Come on, man. Knock it off. And now I can't control the damn camera. There it goes. Yeah, I don't see anything. Huh, let me peek around for a second, see if I can find a flap cage. Okay, so I couldn't find anything in the aircraft itself, but if you hit your end key on the keyboard, just come to your HUD view and use your flap control, you can set the initial takeoff. So I'm thinking it's the 10 degrees. We're going to hope that that's right. Also, trim, I believe we want to be at... My trim controls are all screwed up, so I'm going to be ignoring that, unfortunately. But I think it's up 1.8 degrees is what I saw. But I have to remap my trim control, and quite frankly, I just don't feel like doing it. So we might have an interesting takeoff, and in that case, it'll be my fault. You also have your fuel gauge access here if that's the way that you want to go, guys. So don't feel like you're restricted to the old gauges if you can't. But let's go ahead and get back in the cockpit and reset our camera view. Uh-oh, where am I? What the heck happened here? There we go. All right, now we're ready. Okay, guys, here we go. And the last thing I wanted to check, actually, let's go to takeoff real quick. 1500 RPMs is what we're looking at for takeoff. Oh, takeoff power, 2250. Airspeed indicator, check working, and that's all we get. Uh-oh, turn, you big mama. Turn, you big mama. Okay. All right, well, this is going to be interesting. I'm slightly nervous, not going to lie. All right, let's stop her here. I also do want to take a look at the after takeoff checklist for a second. Climb power, engines, and flaps. So it looks like we don't have a landing gear with this aircraft, I'm guessing. I don't see anything that would represent a landing gear handle. Are they fixed? Let's take a look. Let's reset that camera view. Whoa, that was weird. Alright, let's come in here. Are they fixed? It's probably a fixed gear. Yeah, that's fixed gear. They got nowhere to go. Alright, let's do this, guys. So, as said, 1500 RPMs. There's about, and then we're going for 2250. Brakes released. Whoa. Wow, that tail comes up very quickly. So I'm thinking I have something set wrong because I am underpowered. I'm only at 1900 RPMs here. Okay, well, she picks up very, very easy. That part couldn't have been any easier if we wanted it to be. I feel like there's something I'm missing, guys. I'm really worried about that. I'm thinking it has something to do with those bottom switches here, or these guys here. I didn't change anything. I didn't lose my engine, did I? No, okay. Alright, well, we're just going to have to hope. I mean, got lots to learn, obviously. But she flies beautifully. Let's pull some of that power back. Gorgeous. And there are 3 different variants that I'm aware of so far. We have one with wheels, one with skis, and one with pontoons, or floats, if you will. So you could take this out into the Caribbean or up into the Alps for snow landing. The flight model seems very simple, not gonna lie. But this, again, it depends where your state of mind is when you go to fly this one, guys. For $14.99, I absolutely feel it's worth it. The textures look fantastic. gauges look great. The engine sounds, although they are very quiet, which I'm not crazy about. They're very quiet. It's a very quiet plane, and I feel like it should be a lot louder than this. But that set aside, they sound great. The sound you do hear is fantastic. I absolutely have no issue with that whatsoever. Let's step outside. Oh, hey, we didn't pull the flaps up. Let's get those flaps up. There they go. Uh-oh. Screw just came out of my Warthog throttle. And she's starting to show her age, but man, the thing's fantastic. I'm a little nervous to move my camera, I'm not going to lie. Look at that, that's hands off the controls there. She flies very nice. Again, it's clear that it's a very simple flight model. But I love what the aircraft brings to the simulator. A little bit of nostalgia. I mean, that is an old plane, guys. What are we flying at these days? Kilometers an hour. We're at 230-ish. So what does that put us at? A little over 100 knots, if I remember correctly. My conversion may be wrong, but I think that's close. I think it's a beautiful aircraft. I really like it. Again, this is it's gonna be based on your state of mind, guys. If you're in a state of mind where you just want to cruise and have fun and go find somewhere out in the middle of nowhere to fly to, or take yourself back in time for a little bit, because I mean that's literally what I do when I flight sim, especially when I'm not doing a recording. When I'm not doing a recording and I'm just flying for me, guys, I take myself back. I think that's why I like the Corsair so much. I fly the Corsair so much when I'm just flying for myself, because I'll take myself back in time. I always try to find the historical points to fly in, and you know, or I'll go way above the cloud canopy, and you know, just sort of picture myself in a squadron of, you know, another 40 planes around me, and listening to those engines roar. And that's what this aircraft's going to do for you. You know, if you're looking for 100% realism and that 100% accurate flight model and the difficulty and challenging nature of these old aircraft, yeah, you're not going to get it from this one. But you are going to get something great from flying it if you're in the right state of mind and looking for the right thing. So it really depends on what you're looking for. You know, the startup process was definitely kind of tricky. It took me a minute to figure that one out. I didn't want to start this video out with the auto start. I wanted to start her out on her own, and it took me a few times to get it right. So it's not like it's a simple, pathetic aircraft. It's absolutely not. You know, it's definitely got its challenges. I mean, I still clearly probably have a lot of work to do. The one thing that I am annoyed with, and this is where the changeover comes from, you know, the third-party developers, right, they do a really great job with their PDF documentation. We're here, we got our in-game checklist, which I know is something that everyone loves, but the counter to that is that we don't have any PDF documentation. There is no further documentation on this aircraft. Anyway, so it would have been nice to see some sort of PDF documentation, something to, you know, be able to learn even further in depth of the aircraft, but there isn't. I mean, we have the in-game checklist, and that's all I could find. So hopefully, you know, we'll get further documentation as time goes on, or maybe I can dig something up. That'd be kind of fun. But it really is a nice plane to fly. Now, no autopilot here, guys. You know, I am kind of curious. So what happens if I engage it? Uh-oh. Well, no, nothing happens. Okay, I wanted to make sure. I thought I heard something click with an altitude hold or something. But nope. It is a nice, pretty day to fly, too. You know what I don't remember doing? Well, it didn't change, so we must have. Where is... Oh, that's... Okay, so there's our vertical velocity indicator there on the far right. It's kind of hard to see. Let me, I'm going to get rid of the yoke on this one. Guessing the middle one would be our altimeter? Well, maybe not. I can't tell. Those are in decimals, so I don't think that'd be it. I think it's that first one. We look like we're about 1,000 feet. Well, here, let's find out. No. It's got to be the one on the... It's got to be the one on the far left. That has to be our altimeter. Never tried an altimeter like this before. I've never seen anything like this. So we got to be 0.1 kilometers. Is that what I'm reading? And that tiny gauge would probably be the whole numbers. That's tough, dude. That's tough to look at. Well, I don't know, but that middle one moved. You know what, though? As we're climbing, I'm not seeing either one of them particularly moving. So what am I missing here? I have a hard time believing we didn't have an altimeter. Huh, interesting. Alright, so we are arriving in Tucson. Definitely been a slow and steady flight. Definitely not your boom and zoom aircraft, that's for sure. Quite the crawl. But we're starting a very gentle descent. Now, unfortunately, the checklists, and this is my problem with the checklists that come in game, is that they are lacking so much information. Flaps, unfortunately, just shows as required. Doesn't actually tell us what the flap setting should be at touchdown. Doesn't tell us what the approach speed should be at touchdown. Does set the local QNH, but I'm not even convinced on what our altimeter is yet. But so that is one of those drag parts of it. But all in all, it's still been a very enjoyable flight. I am definitely liking this aircraft. I really do. Davis-Monthan Air Force Base out there. And there's Tucson International. We should be able to get a hold of our trim wheel here. Long enough to get ATIS going. Tune Tucson approach, I guess. See, I don't want that. Tucson International. I want ATIS. There we go. That's all I want is ATIS. What's our runway? 1-1 left. Wow, I never get 1-1 left. That's nice. Basically a straight-in approach today. That literally excites me. Oh, sorry, I had to get comfortable in my chair here. Downtown Tucson. Flying over a mountain right below us. There's a big old A on it from the university. Phoenix has one similar. I-19, I-10 interchange. Sorry, once again, I had to tell the passengers to settle down a bit. Let's do flaps 1. I definitely don't see any kind of indicator for flaps. lot to learn with this aircraft, that's for sure. I'm really interested in him. I'm really hoping I can find some good documentation on it. Going back about 1500. Mixture still at full rich. We didn't really go very high. Flaps 2. We got a little bit of a crosswind here, sort of crabbing a little bit. We're high in the glide slope, but that's all right. We'll lose it in time. Let's pull some power off. And this should be full flaps. Maybe we already had it. Yeah, I'm not seeing change in the flaps from here, so. Supposed to be looking for a 500-foot descent rate, but I really got to get that nose down. I'm really high on the slope. Here we go. There's one red. Come on, baby. Almost there. Give me two. Give me two. There's two red. Yeah, we're definitely crabbing. So that's kind of good. You know, it's nice to see the, you know, wind effects and everything like that are still coming into play. There's the Air National Guard station there. F-16 C-130s out there. There's the old Tucson tower there. Now it's the executive terminal. Got the actual tower over there off the right. The old tower there, I've been up there a couple times, and it has an elevator that will scare the living crap out of you. It makes the most awful noises you could ever imagine. Okay, let's see what I got here. Trying to stick the keys here. A little long. And let's see if I can get just that main wheel down. Oh, there's a bounce. Not too bad. Pulling the throttles back. Waiting for the nose to come up. Gently applying the brake. Ooh. Didn't mean to do that. Alright, let's taxi to the next one here. So, really not bad to land. Definitely the least challenging of the tail draggers I have flown in this simulator by far. But a really enjoyable experience, guys. I really do recommend this aircraft. It's fun to fly. Just sort of stepping back in time, letting go of some of the old, letting go of all of our bells and whistles. I do recommend, personally, flying the original version versus the retrofit, but let's get flaps coming up. But that's just me. You guys are welcome to enjoy, obviously, whichever one you prefer. And matter of fact, let me know which one you prefer. I'd like to hear it in the comments below. As always, guys, I appreciate your time watching it, and I appreciate all the subscriptions and all the support from the channel. If you are interested in supporting the channel or acquiring any of my guides, please consider joining us on Patreon. Uh-oh, why are we turning to the right? Why are we going to the right? Come on, or left. You're the left. What was that about? You moody little lady? What happened there? Anyways, I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. We're halfway through it, and let's look forward to the weekend. And as always, guys, I will see you in the next one. Take care, folks.